My loser team, I think it's going to be the Valkyrie because they got a bunch of vets,
Ooh.
and I just thought they were going to. I think it's an important. I'm sort of. This is going to be my opinion for Toronto as well, and Portland, but I
And
think it's
Cleveland.
and Cleveland. It's important to make a bit of a splash because I think if you come into the league, like no one expects you to be good right away. That's not fair.
Mm.
But if you're coming in the league and you're just like you're not like there's nothing sort of enticing about your team, you need to sort of go after like a big name player or like have someone who fans can invest in their growth. You know?
Well, I see where you're coming from, and this does have a bit of Toronto Raptors bias to it because we were, fans of the early franchise, and the early franchise was rough going until we drafted. Well, we didn't draft. We traded for Vince Carter on draft day,
Yeah,
but it was like
it was
it was
rough
one
for
of
a while.
yeah, and it took much longer to establish any sort of a winning culture here as well. And if it wasn't for, the few years we had Vince, it arguably the team wouldn't have survived in
Yes.
this city. So I think that's sort of the perspective that you're coming from in terms of like, I feel like back then it was like, let's have a 5-year plan for trying to build a team. But we're like, no, things happen fast. Like things should happen faster than that. And it's like you wanted to establish not like you're going to win a championship off the bat, but just like a winning
Respectability.
vibe, if you will, early
And
on. Otherwise, it takes a really long time to shake that off.
and you're right to call it my perspective. This is my forever perspective,
Well,
which
it's all our perspectives.
if
That's
there's
what
a name for
what
it,
it
it's
is.
insecure Torontonian.